Lotshani umthwakazi omuhle siyalamukela njalo kwesinye isiqephu sethu sezindaba umsakazo we-Citizens Movement Radio. Namhla kungolwesine zingama-26 kuNhlolanja ngomnyaka ka-2026. Indaba lizethulelwa ngikhethiwe Chuma. Nanze sihamba phambili namhlanje kumsakazo we-Citizens Movement Radio. Ukujintshwa kwesisekelo sombuso kumele kuveze intando yabantu, kusho inhlanganiso ye-EU. USiziba umemezela ukuba izakhamizi zinqabe ukujintshwa kwesisekelo sombuso, lokho kwenziwa libandla leZANU-PF. I-DCP ikhuthaza izakhamizi ukuba zale ukujintshwa kwesisekelo sombuso ngokwehlandla lesithathu ngesikhathi iPhalamende isiza ukuzolalela izicelo zabantu. Nanzi indaba zethu ngokugcweleyo. Iqula lenhlanganiso ye-European Union kwele Zimbabwe seliwaphikile amanga akhishwe liphephandaba le-The Herald lapho bethi u-ambassador wabo uKatrina Hedgeman uyavumelana lokujintshwa kwesisekelo sombuso kufuqwa libandla leZANU-PF. Bekhuluma ngalolu daba oluvele kuphephandaba le-The Herald, iqula leli lithi le indaba iyaphambanisa kanti njalo kayivezi isidima esihle ngo-ambassador wenhlanganiso ye-EU. Iqula le-EU lithi ukujintshwa kwesisekelo sombuso kuyinto emqoka elizweni kanti njalo kumele kwenziwe ngendlela eqondileyo lokubambana njalo kuveze intando yabantu ekujintshweni kwalesi isisekelo sombuso. Uye wangezelela ngokuthi kumele kulandelwe iziqondiso zesisekelo sombuso ezizaveza njalo uzibuse. Owayemela iPhelandaba Chabalala edalela ePhalamende umhlonitshwa uGift Ostalos Siziba usekhuthaze izakhamizi ukuba zenqabe ukujintshwa kwesisekelo sombuso, lokho kufuqwa libandla leZANU-PF. Kumlayezo wakhe lapho abegubha khona usuku lwakhe lokuzalwa, uSiziba uthi ukujintshwa kwesisekelo sombuso ngokwehlandla lesithathu kungumlando waye wonke umuntu oyisakhamizi njalo kumele awugcwalise. Uye wathi lo umthetho ohlose ukujintsha isisekelo sombuso ubuyisela njalo emuva lokho okwalela ngabokhokho bethu ukuthi umuntu oyedwa kumele avote, uthe lokhu kumele kwenqatshwe. Inhlanganiso ye-Defend the Constitution Platform, i-DCP, ithi phakathi kokuqoqa izakhamizi ukuba bale ukujintshwa kwesisekelo sombuso ngokwehlandla lesithathu ngesikhathi idale lePhalamende lizakuza ebantwini ukuzolalela imbono yabantu. Isiphathamandla se-DCP umhlonitshwa u-Agency Gumbo uthi izakhamizi kumele ziye kule mihlangano ngobuningi babo ukuze amazwi abo azwakaleke. Ake sizweni umhlonitshwa uGumbo ekhuluma.
Thank you very much and greetings fellow Zimbabweans. Well, constitutional amendment number 3 has now been gazetted and Parliament is preparing to conduct public hearings across the country. This marks a critical constitutional moment, not for politicians alone, but for every Zimbabwean citizen. The Constitution belongs to the people. Its meaning, its direction, and its future must be shaped by the people. We believe that any amendment to the Constitution must strengthen democracy, deepen accountability, and protect sovereignty of citizens. Amendments must not be there to further entrench the authoritarian regime. We urge Zimbabweans to now go out to these public consultations which are coming. Every Zimbabwean, students, workers, professionals, churches, traditional leaders, business people, civic organizations, and all citizens must attend these public hearings and public consultations in numbers. Your voice matters. Silence is not neutrality. Silence allows others to decide the future on your behalf. Participation in this regard is a very constitutional duty. Go to the public consultations in your numbers. Speak thoroughly, speak thoughtfully, speak peacefully, speak boldly, and engage the process with seriousness, dignity, and patriotism. This is an opportunity to resist the advances that we see towards constitutional mutilation. As the DCP, we will participate constructively, responsibly, and firmly. We are not opposed to reform, but we are committed to reforms that advance constitutional democracy, not weaken it. We stand for a constitution that limits power, protects rights, and serves the people. So go out in your numbers. Go out in your numbers. Make your voice heard. Make sure your voice is heard. Make sure your concerns are registered against this bill which seeks to extend Mnangagwa's term of office, which seeks to disrupt the concept of one man, one vote, which seeks to limit the voters' college from 7 million people to just about 400 people in parliament, where now we hear that they are seeking to have the president elected by parliament and not elected directly by the people. So go out there and voice, make sure you read the bill, understand what they are saying, and go out there and voice your opinions, Zimbabweans. Go to the public hearings, voice your opinions. Thank you very much.
Kusenjalo esinye isiphathamandla se-DCP umhlonitshwa uJob Sikhala utshele izakhamizi ezisemaphandleni ukuba bathathe isikhathi sabo ukuze balalele labo abathunyiweyo ilizwe lonke jikelele ukuze babafundise njalo babatshele ngobungozi balokhu okuhloswe ukujintshwa kwesisekelo sombuso njalo lokuthi kuza kujintsha njani impilo zabo kusiya phambili. Ake simzweni ekhuluma.
We have now reached the Rubicon. We have now reached the most important stage in our struggle against the entrenchment of dictatorship in our country. The struggle we are currently embarking on is no different from the struggle which our forebearers fought during the period of the liberation struggle. During the period of the liberation struggle, the fight was for the right of our people to self-determination. The right to self-determination entails the people of our country to choose leaders of their own choice. Today, we are being told that the issue of choosing your own leader has been a privilege to us, and that it needs to be reduced to few individuals sitting in parliament for them to choose a president for our nation. This is an abrogation of the goals of the liberation struggle. The liberation struggle was fought on the basis of one man, one vote. It was a war cry. Everybody who followed the liberation struggle developments during our young ages would know that the war cry was one man, one vote. That the people of Zimbabwe must be allowed to elect leaders of their own choice, not to have leaders imposed upon them by few individuals. That's where we have returned now, where our people are going to be forced to accept the leadership that is going to be picked for them by a small number of individuals who will be sitting in parliament for them to determine the future and the leadership of 20 million Zimbabweans. This in our own wisdom, we reject it. We don't accept such kind of changes to entrench one-man rule or a monarchical ascendance to power of individuals who would have been appointed by those who have become irrelevant in our politics. So we will not be able to accept an individual that will not come from the people. So what should we do as the people of Zimbabwe? And what are we doing ourselves as the Kontra movement to make sure that the will of the people in Zimbabwe is going to be accepted? We have started a program to embark on a legitimate crusade of reaching out to every corner of our nation, campaigning against the imposition of the Constitution Amendment number 3. We are now all over the nation. Teams are now reaching out to you, the masses of our people everywhere where you are. Please accept them and hear their message. They are there to come and give you the message of hope. They will come and articulate to you the dangers of Constitution Amendment number 3 that is being pushed by the ZANU-PF regime to extend Emmerson Mnangagwa to rule up to 2030. We must in unison reject it. Out of the outreach program of our teams that we have despised throughout the country, I urge you, the people of Zimbabwe, to welcome them and share with them the way forward for our nation. We are not able to declare the way forward for you. That outreach team that has come out now to meet all of you there will come back with the feedback from you on what we should do for us to reject the 2030 agenda. We have now taken the issue to the masses on the basis that we want our way forward to resonate with your sentiments and your feelings. We don't want to impose the way forward to you. So the teams that have come to you starting yesterday are going to be with you for the coming 3-4 weeks to find out and also to assist you in appreciating the dangers of Constitution Amendment number 3. So I urge all of you to cooperate, collaborate, and work with those people whom we have dispatched throughout the country to come and engage with you. Some of you is campaigning for 2030, but they want also to stop those who are opposed to their 2030 nonsense not to campaign. But we have embarked on a strategy they will never be able to catch. Because our people are going to live with you, they will be with you, preaching the gospel for you to understand the pitfall and the dangers that we are getting in as a country. After 3 weeks, we are going to get the feedback of whatever you could have said in your engagement with our outrage teams. So we thank and urge all of you to please welcome and collaborate and cooperate with those people who are coming to meet you. The people of Zimbabwe, the destiny of our country is in your hands. This is now the time. This is the time when all of us are going to show that we will not accept 2030. So in your engagement with the teams that are coming outside there, please tell us what you want us to do to determine the next course of action. The next course of action shall come from the feedback that you are going to give us back from the teams that have come out on this very important outreach program that is happening in every village, in every ward, in every constituency, and in every province. I thank you. This is the very important feedback that I wanted to give you. But please, I urge all of you to collaborate with the National Liberation Team that is coming to your villages, to your wards, and to your constituencies. I thank you.
Usaziwayo kwezokuthengiselana u-Obed Masaraure usememezele ukuba abantu bamanyane ukuze kuncedwe lo olwela amalungelo abantu njalo ovalelweyo uGodfrey Karembera owaziwa ngokuthi uMatsibaba Veshanduko. uMasaraure uthi uMatsibaba Veshanduko uyaludinga usizo lwezakhamizi njengoba engumuntu owaboshwa esenza imisebenzi emihle. Uye wasola njalo ukuqhubeka kokuvalelwa kwakhe kungekho isizathu esibambekayo. Ake sizweni uMasaraure ekhuluma.
Shanduko took heed of the revolutionary call from Blessed Gesa to say, fellow citizens, let's go out there and stop the amendment of the constitution. Let's go out there and defend our constitution from mutilation. There was a noble cause, a noble call. We regret that we did not organize enough to support that resistance. Today, Matsibaba Veshanduko is in prison, and we are still grappling with the question of defending the constitution. It is not enough to say no to the amendments without celebrating our heroes, the torchbearers, who were the first to see light, went out there, risked their lives to defend our constitution, to defend our republic. We stand in undiluted solidarity with Matsibaba Veshanduko because he is one of the first to show us the way. And as we defend the Constitution today, we continue to demand his release. Section 59 of the Constitution of the Republic gives us the rights to protest, and Matsibaba Veshanduko and others exercised that simple right. Now, those in power, the elites in power, do not want us to exercise the rights. They want our rights to remain as whispers, but the rights should be enforceable. And we know those rights will not be delivered freely by the oppressor. And we see the machinations to continue to rob us of our rights. We know when they want to pick the judges without consultations, the intention is to ensure that the courts will no longer be able to protect our rights. We know when they want to deny us the right to vote, they know they no longer want to be accountable to us. We know what they want to force our traditional chiefs to be partisan. They want to remove the sole guardians of our heritage, our communal lands, among others. They want to reduce our once powerful chiefs to be subjects, to be just members of a party, subordinated to a sole chairperson. But so that's why we have to defend our constitution. But while we defend our constitution, we salute our heroes and we demand their immediate release. We'll fight for their release and we'll fight for the protection of our constitution.
Uhulumende usememezele ukumiswa kokukhishwa kwe-lithium engahluzwanga elizweni kusukela manje. Kunkulumo eyethulwe izolo ngungqongqoshe wezezembiwa kanye lokuthuthukiswa kokwembiwa uPaulette Kambamura uthi lesi senzo sijonge ukuba singezelele inzuzo kwezezembiwa. Omela imbizo yedale lephalamende uCopan Matsivanyika uthi lesi sinqumo siyamukeleka. Uye wakhuthaza uhulumende ukuba avimbe konke ukukhishwa kwezembiwa ezingahluzwanga elizweni ukuze ilizwe lizuze inzuzo engcono kwezezembiwa. Ake sizweni uMatsivanyika ekhuluma.
The decision by the government of Zimbabwe through the Minister of Finance, the Minister of Mines yesterday, to the effect that we are suspending the export of raw minerals outside the country, or unprocessed minerals outside Zimbabwe, until further notice, is a welcome development on paper. Because imagine sending unprocessed minerals outside the country. It means the receiving country will benefit through employment. The receiving country will benefit by getting or fetching higher prices on the international market after processing our ore mineral sources. So, if you look at lithium, for example, it's the highest low in terms of international prices. Lithium's price per ton fell from 78,000 in 2015, and right now it's costing around 6,000 per ton. So imagine selling the whole 1 ton of lithium for only 6,000 US. Yet, if you want to buy a lithium battery, a minimum is costing around 1,000 US dollars. So it defies logic. So it is actually supported that government must ensure that mineral beneficiation and the value addition to our minerals is a necessity. Imagine if our country changes gold to gold wedding rings. Imagine if our country in terms of lithium changes lithium from lithium ore to lithium concentrate. From lithium concentrate, we move on to lithium oxide. From lithium oxide, we value add to lithium carbonate. And for your information, lithium carbonate is the one which is used to manufacture lithium batteries. So why can't we do all these processes locally so that you sell the end product which is more expensive, which gives more value to this country, the end product which is a lithium battery? Imagine, let's talk of platinum. The process is moving platinum ore to platinum concentrate. From platinum concentrate, we move to platinum matte. From platinum matte, we go to what we call converter matte, which is more purified. And the final stage is the production of platinum bars, or platinum ingots, or platinum in powder form. Pure platinum, which will then be used for industrial sites, which will be also used for jewelry. So, the idea of value addition in general, it creates employment in our local country. It gives more value in terms of money in our local country. So we actually welcome that development to ensure that minerals are value-added, minerals are beneficiated for the maximum benefit for the country of Zimbabwe. However, on the other hand, you also recall that in 2022, Minister Chitando issued SI 213 of 2022, which actually literally bans the sale of lithium ore by 2027. So these companies in the lithium industry were actually basing on this law, which was promulgated by the same government, by the same dispensation. The same dispensation gave a notice to the effect that all platinum companies must not be allowed to will not be allowed to export chrome ore and lithium ore and lithium concentrate by 2027. So they were prepared, they were actually making their plans to say by 2027, we would have established all our processing plants, we would have bought all the necessary equipment to ensure that we comply with the government directive. But then when government then come back again and say, all of a sudden, with immediate effect, this declaration, it tantamount to what is called policy inconsistency. When you give a declaration or a policy direction to say after 5 years we are going to stop this, you don't then come back to make a U-turn all of a sudden. That creates what you call policy inconsistency, and it is so bad for business. It disrupts business planning, it disrupts cash flow planning, it disrupts a lot of forecasting and budget that would have been made by these companies. So I encourage government going forward to ensure that these good policies must be well thought and ensure that we don't give conflicting statements. At the end of the day, it confuses our investors, it confuses our local producers. It gives them a hard time to adjust under the circumstances. I thank you.
Uhulumende waseKenya usephendukise ekhaya uBrian Kakoro ongumthungameli emphakathini ngesolo zokuba ubeqoqa impikisho yokuletha ukungahlaliseki kulelo lizwe. uKakoro waziwa kakhulu ngokushumayeza ukubambana kwelizwe leAfrika kanye lokuvuselela umnotho wase-Afrika. uKakoro oliqwetha ngokusebenza ungomunye walabo abasungula inhlanganiso ye-National Constitutional Assembly NCA kanye lale inhlanganiso engasasebenziyo i-Crisis in Zimbabwe Coalition. Lezi inhlanganiso zombili zisebenze kakhulu ekulweni lenkululeko yabantu kanye lozibuse eminyakeni edlulileyo. Umdlali waphakathi owedlalela iKaizer Chiefs kanye leCaps United uAbbas Amidu kanye lalowo wayedlalela iqembu leDynamos eVimba uRuben Mhlanga baye bagweshwa iminyaka 12 inkantolo yaseKadoma kule iviki. Laba ababili batholakala belecala lokuthwala izidakamizwa ngokungekho emthethweni ngemva kokuboshwa kwabo kumnyaka ophelileyo emgwaqweni ohlanganisa iKwekwe leKadoma. Babethwele imbanje ezingaba ngama-kilograms angu-750. Kwezemidlalo, iqembu labomama elekhilikithi liye lanqotshwa liqembu leNew Zealand ngemjaho engama-92 kuhlandla labo lokuqala lemidlalo ye-T20 edlalwe eSutton Park izolo kwele-New Zealand. Amaqembu lawo mabili aza kunqundana njalo kusasa emidlalweni we-T20 I-Series. Kumidlalo ye-UEFA Champions League edlalwe izolo kusihlwa, iReal Madrid idlulele phambili ku-round of 16 ngemva kokuba benqobe iBenfica 2-1 ukuze badlulele phambili. I-Atlanta yona inqobe iBorussia 4-1 ukuze badlulele phambili labo. I-PSG ibengujikelo bhanqa leMonaco kodwa baza kudlulela phambili ngokulinganiswa kwamagoli. iGalatasaray layo idlulele phambili ngemva kokulinganiswa kwamagoli 7-5 iloba bona bedliwe 3-2 yiJuventus. Ukuziphetha lezi ndaba kumsakazo weCitizens Movement Radio nanze bezihamba phambili. Ukujintshwa kwesisekelo sombuso kumele kuveze intando yabantu kusho inhlanganiso ye-EU. uSiziba umemezela ukuba izakhamizi zivimbe ukujintshwa kwesisekelo sombuso, lokho okwenziwa libandla leZANU-PF. I-DCP ikhuthaza izakhamizi ukuba zenqabe ukujintshwa kwesisekelo sombuso ngokwehlandla lesithathu ngesikhathi italile lephalamende lizolalela imbono yabantu. Siziphetha lapha lezi ndaba.